A man depleted without abundant life must hold on to and desperately cling at what little he has left. He must go into survival mode. And in survival mode, he is of little use to anyone but himself. This individual, he is of no use to the world around him. He is of no use to society. The man who is drained of his life force, who is not vibrant with chi, with energy, cannot serve any man around him. He is empty. He is a vessel devoid of life. If you want to become the ultimate version of yourself, if you want to reach your zenith, your peak, your highest potential, there is no place for you to be constantly draining yourself of your life force energy. There is no place for you to be constantly, mindlessly spilling your seed just for the sake of pleasure. I do not say this to judge any person. There's no judgment here. Do not feel any shame for any decisions you have made in the past. But if you sit down and think about it and do the cost-benefit analysis of retaining your life force and spilling your life force, there is no comparison. I'm constantly reminded over and over that the times I am happiest and most energetic and most vibrant with life, the times I'm most at peace is when I've gone a week or 2 or 3 or even longer without draining myself for the sake of pleasure. Go into the world around you. Look at the average person in your Walmart, in your Costco, in your 7-Eleven. Men just derping around, devoid of life, drained. You look into their eyes and they're just these empty shells of what used to be men, constantly draining themselves. The reason the average human being is drained is for many reasons. Social media that drains us, toxic relationships, toxic foods that don't nourish us. There's many things that play into this, but probably the biggest one, especially for us as men, is giving into our sexual vices. These things put a huge tax on our energetic systems. Explicit material on the internet, women who drain us knowingly or unknowingly. It's not to say that any of these things are bad. If you choose to engage with these things, that is your decision to make. But go for 2 weeks without these things and see how you feel. If you want to achieve something great in your life, if you want to have a life of abundance in every regards, it starts with you. It starts with your energy, because the world around us, this universe, actually doesn't exist out there. It exists in here. The universe, the world around you, is actually a reflection of your soul, of your energy. This isn't like woo-woo to say. This is stuff that science is proving. They find that everything that we perceive out here actually is just a projection of our mind. It is our brain's interpretation of data. And we project this world around us that we see. The chair in your room, the tree outside the window, the car on the road. They actually do not exist out there. They are a reflection of your mind. They are a reflection of your energetic state. They are a reflection of your personal vibration. That's why everybody has a different experience of life. 2 people can be in the same room. One person is experiencing heaven. One person is experiencing bliss. One person is experiencing peace, and the other person is experiencing hell. They are in a low vibrational frequency because the world, the common denominator, is your mind. On the days where you felt happiness, on the days where you felt the most motivated, What was the common denominator? It was your internal state. Whether things went good or bad, it was how you felt about the situation. Suffering is not the situation, but it's our thoughts about the situation. It is about our mindset. It is about your personal energetic state and vibrancy. The energetic frequency that you are vibrating on will dictate your experience of physical reality. The internal world of yourself and of your mind colors the external. That's why one of the coolest benefits of semen retention, when men go on this, the one thing that's always reported within a week or two, they're like, the color, for some reason, like I see trees different, I see people different, everything just has more plumpness and vibrancy, and everything seems more alive. It's not because anything out there changed, it's because everything in here changed. If you want to have abundance in your life, you want to have a positive experience of reality, you first have to fix the internal. You have to get your own energy right. You have to get your own mind and spirit and soul right. There is no fooling the universe. There is no fooling reality, my friend. If you are depleted and lacking internally, energetically, that is what you will experience in this life. If you want a promotion and a raise and positive recollection, or not recollection, if you want people to view you positively at your job or in social situations and acknowledge you for your accolades, you first have to give in order to receive. The people who are taking energetically will never receive. And the people who are not even conserved or not even concerned with giving, but they just give out of a place of abundance, those are the people that receive the most. There was a wonderful book, I forget who wrote it, called The Land of Hungry Ghosts. But what they talk about in that book is that the hungry do not get fed, and the fed are always ever satisfied. And what that means is that if you are constantly trying to take, and you're never giving because you are depleted of your own energy, you will never receive. You will always be in the state where you're lacking. And that is what reality will reflect to you. In order to have an abundant life, you need to give to other people, give to situations. And how do you give? Just be abundant with energy. Be abundant, be full of life force, be full of chi, be full of prana. And from that state of abundance, you won't have to try to give. It will flow forth from you. If you are depleted of your life force at all times, it'll force you into survival mode. It'll force you into fear. And if you are in fear and you are in taking, reality will always reflect that. And you will always be lacking, and you will have a horrible, hellish experience of reality. Think about the goals you have, man. Think about the things you want to accomplish, the things you want to create. Even if you are on semen retention, it might take you 3, 5, 10 years to do, even with having abundant energy. If you stay consistently retaining your life force, it's still going to take you 3 to 5 years to actualize all those cool things you want to do. But depleted, it'll take you 2 or 3 times as long. If you even do it, think about being full of your life force and not spilling your seed. It's still going to take you 3 to 5 years to build that dream body of consistently putting in the effort, consistently putting in the work. But if you're depleted, man, you're going to have one hell of a time trying to do that shit. You are probably not even going to do it, man. You're not. You're going to be so inconsistent because you're going to be drained. And again, this isn't a judgment against any person who does the cost-benefit analysis and says, you know what? I want to give up my life force for pleasure. There's a reason that the French coined the word orgasm, le petit mort. That's what they call it. When a man ejaculates, they call it le petit mort. And what this means in our translation of English, the little death. It is death by 1,000 cuts. You constantly drain a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and a little bit more every single time of your life force energy. And you'll wake up in 10 years of constantly draining yourself to explicit adult material, unfulfilling and unfulfilling sexual gratification with partners who you're not connected to, eating bad food, consuming trash media. You'll do all these things, and it one time isn't gonna kill you right away, but you'll wake up 10 years later and you're just gonna be like, what happened, man? I used to be so full of life and excitement and passion, but I do not have that anymore. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, but the next best time is right freaking now. So do not judge yourself for any decisions you made out of being unaware of the consequences. But now let you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to deplete yourself? Are you going to continue to be in a state of energetic lack because you've been draining yourself to these forms of media on these sketchy websites and chasing instant gratification with these Miami bimbos? Or are you going to conserve your energy and actually pursue the things that are going to lead to you building a wonderful, joyful, positive, and abundant life? That is the question. And that's for you to decide. Don't let anybody on the internet try to tell you what you should do. You need to come to these conclusions to yourself. And there may be cycles where you fall back into addiction and you fall back into pleasure seeking. I tell you, as someone who falls back into these patterns more than I would like to, because I'm not as strong as I should be, because many times, more than I like, I am weak and I have to be vulnerable about that. And I'm not going to pretend that I'm perfect. I fall back into these patterns of chasing pleasure and addiction. And I'm not ashamed, but boy, could I do better. Boy, do I have so much more potential, energetically speaking. Get on that high vibration, man. Retain your energy. See where life takes you. When you put the cork in it, you avoid these things, and boy, after a week or 2 or 3 of this energy building up, things get really fucking good, really fucking fast. It's amazing. Life can get so amazing if you just do the couple 3 to 5 to 10 things that every single day that you know you should be doing. Eat the good food. Don't consume the trash. Don't consume corn on the internet. Don't chase Miami bimbos that are just going to drain you. Delete social media. Only keep people in your life that are healthy. And I don't mean like physically healthy. I mean, that's an important part too, but I mean like they're not toxic people who are always gossiping and being negative. Create and cultivate an environment where you're not going to drain yourself of your energy, your mental energy, your physical energy. Put it into the positive things, the things you already know you should be doing. Nobody needs the new trick or the new hack to be able to actualize their goals. You just need to be reminded about the couple things you already know you should be doing, but you've let yourself been slacking. You've let yourself slack off. Forgive me, I'm a little bit tired from my workout, so my brain is still getting in the mood for this video, but you need to give to reality. The universe gives back to you what you give to it. If you want money, if you want good friendships, if you want vibrant health, if you want a fat fucking bank account, if you want just goodness in life and joy and happiness, you have to first give, energetically speaking. And the only way you can give is if you are abundant with that life force energy. And the only way for you to be abundant is to not drain yourself of it. You already know what you should do. You already know what you, forgive me, you already know what you need to keep doing. So do it, man. Stop engaging with your sexual vices more than you need to. If you're going to do it, be conscious about it and don't let it turn into a long-term pattern. Make a conscious decision to enjoy some pleasure for an evening with a girl or even with a sketchy website if that's the decision you make. But get right back on the path and know that if you conserve your energy, you have more of it, more of your life force, more chi to put into the important things in your life that really are going to lead to the most joy and peace and fulfillment anyway. The days you're happiest are the days where you're disciplined, where you do the things you know you need to do, whether you feel like doing it or not. And the funny thing is, if you force yourself to do the things you know you need to do, whether you feel like doing it or not, you automatically feel like it. On those days when you've been disciplined for a week or two already with your sexual abstinence, and then you wake up early, you hydrate with some clean water, you go to the gym, you go on a walk in the sunlight, you work on that project for 2 hours, you eat some good, healthy, clean food that gives you energy, doesn't take away your energy. You hang out with some good, positive people. Maybe you work on that project for another hour or two in the evening. You eat a big old dinner. You go to bed at a healthy time. You avoid social media. You avoid toxic situationships. You work hard. Those are the days that you remember, that ingrain themselves and imprint your subconscious. Those are the fucking days, man. Is there anything better than just discipline? Pleasure's epic. Indulging in some donuts and indulging in an intimate evening with a beautiful, positive woman is a beautiful thing. But I don't think there's anything better than discipline and working hard when you have the energy to do it. So this isn't me ordering you around on what to do. This is just encouragement and me sharing my experience so that hopefully you can make a better decision for your own life. So do the shit you know you need to do, whether you feel like fucking doing it or not. Work hard and stay positive. Stay high vibration. That's it for today, man. Peace.